Hello students, good evening. Today we are going to discuss IC analysis in linguistics. IC analysis is immediate constituent analysis in linguistics. So today here we are going to understand what is IC analysis. IC analysis is a method in structural linguistics. Means method which focuses on structure of sentence for analyzing the grammatical structure of sentence. That's the ultimate purpose of IC analysis is to find out the grammatical structure of sentence. So please keep in mind that IC analysis is an analysis for grammatical structure of sentence. Okay, now it was a foundational approach to syntax, particularly popular in the mid 28th century and is closely associated with linguists like Leonard Bloomfield and Zelling-Harris, right? How the core principle of IC analysis is that a sentence is not merely a linear sequence of words. What they are saying that sentence is not merely sentence is not merely linear sequence of words. Means sentence does not means that's a I have a pen. Okay, so that sentence, what they are saying, that sentence does not means that's a pronoun, then helping verb, right, then article, and then noun. So this is not this plus this, right? That's subject plus verb plus object. It's not just linear sequence of words, sentences. We just in a line we have to put any words. No, this is but a hierarchical structure of meaningful units called constituents. Means there is hierarchy, right? And then that's a meaningful units called constituents, right? So meaningful units are what we are going to see further. The method works by breaking down a sentence into its two largest immediate constants. First of all, method. What method? According to method, first we were breaking down a sentence into two largest immediate constituents. Okay, each of these constituents is then further broken down into its own immediate constituent. Then further again, that's two parts of, which are already broken out sentence. It will be further divided, broken down into own immediate constituents, and this process continues until the smallest individual unit, typically individual words or morphemes, are reached. So then we have to similarly we have to cut, and finally we have to reach to the morpheme. So finally here morpheme, we will reach to the morpheme. Okay, these are the morpheme means words. These are known as the ultimate constituents. The process reveals the hierarchical relationship between the parts of sentence. So what is process? Hierarchical relationship between parts of sentence. So there is hierarchy, there is system, and through this system parts of sentences are assembled, right? So for instance, in the sentence the old man left, IC analysis shows that the old man, first of all, what we are talking, whom we are talking about, old man, right? is a single constituent, a noun phrase, and that functions as the subject, while left is another constituent, that is verb phrase. Okay, now that functions as the predicate. So the old man is then further broken down into the and old man, showing that old man is a constituent that is itself modified by the. So that IC analysis provides a clear way to. So this is the just example of IC analysis. Now what IC analysis does? It provides a clear way to identify ambiguity. It can show how a single sequence of words can have two different structural analysis, explaining why a phrase like old man and women can mean either old man and old women or old men and men of any age. So this is ambiguous phrase, and old men and women, right? So first meaning is that old men and old women, old men and old women. Second meaning is old men and women of any age. So that IC analysis is helpful to find out the ambiguity. Now, explain grammatical relationships. It reveals how words group together to form phrases. Means what is the content, what's the definition, or what is the how phrase is made. So example is noun phrase, verb phrase, prepositional phrase, and how these phrases combine to form a clauses or sentence, right? So this is called somewhat, that's a in a very simple way we can understand that IC analysis means to break down the sentence up to morpheme. Just imagine, sentence is just like a tree, right? So sentence is a tree and this is sentence. So tree generally divided into two branches. First is, that's a noun phrase, or which is called subject, and then verb phrase, this is called predicate. Okay, this is subject and predicate. This is very basic structure. So you just imagine that subject sentence is a tree. Now tree diagram in IC analysis. Tree diagram are the most common and effective way to visualize the results of analysis. IC analysis we do. So what's the result? They are graphical representation that show the hierarchical structure of a sentence in a clear and intuitive way, right? So now this is a tree diagram. There are bracketing diagram, bracketing method and other methods also for understanding the constituents of a sentence, but then tree diagram is very much successful. So what are the key features of tree diagram? These are the key features, right? Nodes, branches, root and leaves. So again I'm making the same diagram. This the root, right? This the root. Here branches, right? Then again branches, right? Then again branches. Okay, then again it is in branches, right? So these are the branches. This is the root, right? And in branches there are leaves. Okay, these are the leaves. So nodes are what? These are the nodes. What are the nodes? This is node, this is node, this is node, right? This is root. These are the branches, right? and this is leaf, right, or leaves. So let us understand what is, you just imagine that sentence is made up of like this. So the points in the tree are called nodes, right? So we have seen that the points in the tree are called nodes. Now each node represents a constituent, a word or phrase, a clause or entire sentence. So that's node represent anything. Node represent all these. Then branches. Branches is the lines connecting the nodes are called branches. So here lines, suppose this is sentence, then sentence, again noun phrase, right, verb phrase, then. So these are the lines, they show the relationship between the constituents. So this is called, these are the branches. Lines, connecting lines are called branches. These are the branches. Okay. Now the connecting branches are connecting the nodes are called branches, and they show the relationship of between relationship between a constituent and the its immediate subconstituents. Okay. Root, the topmost node is the root, and that's a which represents the entire sentence, usually labeled S. Okay. So here, as we have seen that root, this is the root in the tree, but when we make diagram, so this is called root, just opposite, because here we just make inverse diagram, right? So this is the root, this is root, and here this is root, right? So let us see which represent entire sentence, usually labeled S. Now leaves, the nodes at the very bottom of the tree are called leaves. Very bottom of the tree means this is the sentence, right? And then this is noun phrase, this is verb phrase, then this is, then something, then again. So at last, which is remaining, which is called the leaves. Nodes, the nodes at the very bottom, right, of the tree are leaves. They represent the ultimate constituent, right? So leaves are ultimate constituents, which are the individual words. So finally, which are the individual words. Okay. So this is something which are the individual words, right? So these are the individual words. Okay, fine. Right? Now, what is the process? The process of creating tree diagram for IC analysis involves first starting with the entire sentence at the top, the root. So this is the top, this is the root. Okay, making a cut that divides the sentence into two main immediate constituents, noun phrase and verb phrase. Very important, noun phrase and verb phrase. Second step. Third step is drawing branches from the root node to new constituents nodes. When you do, you will be able to understand. Then repeating this process for each new constituents. So then same process, cut will be repeated, and then making cuts until the ultimate constituent words are at the bottom. Very important. When do we make cut ultimate? That is words at the bottom. Okay. Now tree diagram. So that's a, here are several examples. First example is the happy students learn a new song. So that's a, this is the subject S. So that's a S is composed, noun phrase, very important, listen carefully, and verb phrase, right? So noun phrase means subject and verb phrase is predicate. Okay. So please keep in mind. Number 2, the noun phrase is composed determiner, adjective and noun. Please take care. Noun phrase means it there may be determiner, then adjective and noun. So you just can remember, you can remember that if adjective is given, noun surely will be given, and along with this determiner sometime is found in noun phrase. Verb phrase composed of verb, of course, a verb and another noun phrase. Please take care. In verb phrase, verb and another noun phrase means here verb, but then in second branch again noun phrase is attached. Then object noun phrase is composed, the object noun phrase is composed of determiner, adjective and noun. Right? So that is, when we do, you will be able to understand. Sentence first, then noun phrase, verb phrase, then the happy. So here that is the happy students. Right? The happy students. No, this is wrong. Happy students learn a new song. Okay, I'll explain you it later, because according to me sentence will be like this. Noun phrase, verb phrase. Then noun phrase is a happy students. So that's a happy student is noun phrase. Here article a, right? Then happy students, that is happy students, that is adjective phrase, right? So adjective phrase is divided into adjective happy and then the noun students. Then learn the new song. I am winding up because I'll tell you in another way. Let me give some time. I'll explain you. No, this is not the right diagram. I'll make you diagram for you, right, in next video. Here I am winding up. Thank you so much.